My heart's beating fast. Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me just strip my jacket because
Oh, already? That's unfair. Look.
I'll put it back on, but I'll be really noisy, so you have to edit that out.
I didn't hear that actually. I never edit anything. If we do something like we just I no, I never edit. That's the fun about it, you know?
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And this will all be part of the pre thing. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Unscripted Life Lessons. And this time with a very dear colleague of mine. She's not only a portrait photographer, she's also a dancer extraordinaire. She's an ice skater, and she's also an ex-New Yorker. Welcome, Jessica Faehnle.
Oh, you pronounced it right. Thank you so much for having me. I cannot believe you talked me into this.
Well, is it your first podcast?
It is my first podcast. Yes, I
And
know.
why did you say yes?
Because you are so handsome and convincing.
Didn't hear that. What?
You're handsome and convincing.
Handsome and convincing. Finally, someone says it. Thank you so much for
Oh, no,
being
I
here.
just want to really butter you up so that you ask me the easy questions.
This is not a quiz show. It's about you and it's about us and the whole world. We'll see where we get. All right?
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, perfect. So we met 2022 on the Corporate Masters. We were sitting on a table and we had a discussion about feminism and photography, something like that. I remember that very vividly. I said, "Oh, interesting. Let's sit down." And I was eating my popcorns or something. And so you're in San Diego, right?
Yes,
California now,
yes,
which is 9 hours away from where I am right now. So that's why it's dark here. And you just got up.
yes, yeah. I have my
Your coffee,
yes.
perfect.
Thank
World's best boss. I have just water with me right now because coffee wouldn't work.
well, it's great for you, so that makes sense. No, I drink coffee all day, every day.
Wow. That's, yeah, me too. Me too. So let me ask you one thing because I saw a video of you where you were stretching and it already looked like a tutorial actually. So being a dancer, tell me a little bit about that career and how did you combine it with the photography?
Thank you so much for asking. Very poor dancer. I was very poor going to New York City. I moved there with two suitcases and a dream. I was 23, 24 years old, and I had been doing photography with my dad for years. And I mean, I needed headshots, so I just started doing my own. I started doing self timing from a very early age, like 16 years old. And then
Mm.
when I got to New York, all my friends were poor dancers and also needed headshots. So I took the most antiquated little digital camera that I had. It was probably I don't know how much it was back then, one of the original Pentaxes. And I would set it up and just with a white sheet and take my friends' headshots. And there was a editing system called GIMP. I'm not sure if it still exists because I haven't done anything other than Adobe for a while.
Gem or
Uh,
GIMP?
GIMP,
Gimp. Gimp.
GIMP. Yeah. So I would set up and to the enormous monster machine that I had and try to edit through there. And they were awful. They were awful. But they worked to hand in your headshots to all those auditions because there were so many and the prints were so expensive. So that through and eventually I worked in the corporate world. And guess what? They used my photography there too.
So
But
you had
no,
kind of a validation, which is important, especially when you start out, right?
yes, yeah. Um, gosh, I was not good. I did not
Oh,
good at
I sucked at photography in the beginning. I mean, I had the eye, but the light was just all over the place.
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what I knew, didn't know what I didn't know. It was just it's the worst. But I knew that if you pointed a light at someone and you can make their skin look good somehow, or the sun sometimes would shine off of people's faces. I knew that. I knew that I would look at fashion magazines and be like, whoa, how do I get my photos to look like that?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, many years later, I'm finally learning. It was such a long process, as we all are. But yeah, I didn't never that photographer ever, ever. I had dreams of being an Olympic figure skater. I had
Hmm.
dreams of being in the corporate world. I had dreams of being a Broadway dancer or
Hmm.
professional ballet dancer. And not even once in my life did I ever think photography is going to be, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Not ever.
I was on stage in theater, and I was on stage with my rock and roll band, and for me it was a interesting to switch sides actually, because as a photographer we're not visible in our art usually unless we do self-portraits, but whoever we are shooting is the star. How was that for you? Like, is it a balance it's out, or were you just also happy to just be behind the scenes in that case? Because usually once you're on stage and you get applause, it's very addictive, I would say.
Yes, that's great. You bring that up. I think about that actually weekly in my business
Hmm.
because if you do see my work, I do have a lot of self portraits. It's usually because I have a lot of crazy ideas and I just have to get them out of there. I don't have time for get a model. But yes, you're right. There is so much to validation of people, right?
Hmm.
That's why we have all kinds of things going on in our head all the time. But
Yeah.
the reaction that you get from people, and I did, I hate saying this, but I did model a little bit.
Well, you still do,
I still
right?
do.
No,
I,
really.
yeah, yeah. I just always find it ridiculous when I say that because, when you think of models, you're like 6 feet tall and gorgeous long hair and all the things and young and yeah, I'm 45 and all these things. But yes,
What?
and not a day over 21. I mean, yes. But yes, I do feel getting the crowd response is still, it's still there. There's still a little bit of narcissism there. Absolutely.
I wouldn't. Would you say it's narcissism, honestly?
I mean, I hate to label
I
it
mean,
that because it's not everybody that performs as a narcissist. But there is that aspect to it where you're like, okay, give me the feedback.
it's
Give it.
earned. It's earned. It's important. It's so important. I was just in a comedy club where people try out. A friend of mine was the first time on stage just for 5 minutes, and she was really good. But there were also professionals who just tried out new stuff. And they jumped from one joke to another, and it felt like someone showing you the playlist they have, and just skip after 20 seconds every song. You're like, fuck, and but even them, I saw some of them already in TV. They have their own shows and everything. It was a very tiny room, like like 30 people, and if they didn't get the immediate applause, they were like, it's of course you're there, you expose yourself, and if you're good, you should get applause. Absolutely. And it's totally valid, I think, to just bath in it. No?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think some of my, and I'm going to go into my psychology because you all should know this, right? Um, I think it's my humble upbringing in the Midwest. I don't know what you know about the Midwest, but you're all
Tell me.
you're all the time, and I'm sure this is everywhere around the world, but you're told all the time by your working parents, you don't celebrate yourself too much. You're a little bit too dramatic. You're this, you're that. So perhaps, and yes, it is earned, and you are completely correct. Be proud. And this is what I tell clients all the time, be proud in what you are. But when it comes to myself, it's like,
Hmm.
oh, wow. I'm good. I mean, yes, thank you, thank you. I accept. Yeah.
So, I mean, I was raised here in Swabia, which where your name comes from, actually. Faehnle, which means a little, a fahne is a flag, and a Faehnle is a small flag. That's what it means.
Oh,
Yeah. Like Antonio Banderas means Anthony flags. Bandera is a flag. So you would be banderita, small,
oh,
Faehnle.
I like that better. Banderita.
Yeah. Ban
Banderita.
Jessica Banderita. So
Jessica.
Jessica. So here is the same thing. You don't celebrate too loud. You don't expose yourself, like, you know. and I was brought up the same way until the day came I was on stage and said, I fucking love it. But of course, in the beginning, I was very shy, and someone made a comment, thank you, I'm not that good. I had to learn to, because I accept the bad stuff immediately. You suck, it's not good enough. But oh yeah, you're right. Damn, then I should also accept the good stuff with the same trust, even more a little bit. And I had to learn that myself, and that's why I also coach it to other people. But it's also a stage thing. I think a lot of people that are on stage are constantly insecure, which humbles them and also forces them to get better. But sometimes it's just nice to say, I'm good. And this was good. Thank you. But it's,
You're
yeah.
you're absolutely correct. And this is what I just said the other day to somebody, to a friend. Take the compliment. Just say thank you.
I
Let me
think
take you.
I
What
think
was that?
the worst thing is you can do if someone gives you a compliment is just to say whatever excuse or just toning it down, because it's basically someone gifts you something. You take the gift and throw it away. Even if you don't believe it, if someone says you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in the whole world, it's a big compliment. But I'm Mexican. No. So, and then they're like, I don't know. Thank you is all I need to hear, because in that moment, it's what I think, or this is some of the best performance I've ever seen. This pasta is incredible. Anything. Oh, it's an old dress. Oh, I just wasn't even prepared. Well, I had better. I did better. Does it make anything better in this world to tone a compliment down? I wouldn't say so. I think it's honestly, it's a disgrace and and a disrespect.
You're
Yeah.
right. It is a little disrespectful to the person giving the compliment. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
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 Except when on New York City streets and you're being catcalled and you, okay, let me tell you a
What
story.
is cat called? What is cat called?
Well, catcalling, for those listening, is when gentlemen, sometimes ladies, but mostly gentlemen, on the streets, especially like in cities like New York, Chicago, etc., are saying, "Hey, baby, looking good today." Like the old
They
like
do that to guys?
guys and
I
girls.
would
They,
love that. That's awesome. Is that a bad
it
thing?
is. I mean, it depends how uncomfortable and insecure you're feeling that day, or like pissed off. Um, So when I was in New York, though, so it was really jarring to a girl from Ohio,
Uh-huh.
at first. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. I was so young and stupid. I was, but like years later, when I wouldn't get catcalled in an outfit, I would think, oh my God, am I not looking good today? Did I not wear the right thing?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, proves again that whatever you do, it's always wrong. But I mean, imagining I would go through New York City and some ladies would tell me, "Oh, looking good, stud." Oh, really? I would love that. I mean, it never happened to me, and especially not in that, I guess, if it happens to you 10 times a day, and it depends if it's like a Mr. Burns, like very creepy kind of way, or if it's just a nice thing to say. Yeah, it's called catcalling. Okay. Cat? Why cat? Hmm,
Hey,
strange
you know
word.
what? We should look up the origin of that. I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe it's because I'm
Because you do it to someone like a Shere Khan.
completely off. But I think, and this is me pulling something out of the air, when like there's like street cats and they're like
Hmm.
wanting to find their lady, they go, like they make like a sound.
Interesting. We'll look this up. So, but did it help you with yourself, or were you annoyed because it happened constantly? I mean, I can imagine it happens constantly,
I mean,
and New York is special. So,
beautiful. No, I yeah, some days I'd be all right. I look great. Thank you. Thanks. I mean, you never talk to them.
you just go,
Yes, yes, it happened
okay.
today. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's jarring the first few times, or if you get like you just said, like the creepy guys, that's bad.
Yeah, but whatever they do is bad. I mean, I think that's the best thing they can do, even in a bad way, but it's still bad.
I mean, I'm not saying like this is great, but it's also pretty awesome. Like when you're like, I'm feeling good today, and then somebody's like, looking good, and you're like, yeah, great,
Some
thank
people
you.
just can't flirt, and some people can't really find the right tone and energy to make a good compliment or even a strong compliment to a stranger. So yeah, it can feel really, and it's also, I guess, we like the mood of the day you're in. Like sometimes you love it, and if it's the exact same sound 3 days later, and you're in a bad mood already, and you're someone's on your nerve, like, go fuck yourself. So yeah, but as
Exactly.
I mean, I would tell everyone who does it all the time, like, I mean, just get a feeling for when it's appropriate and when it's not, I guess.
I mean, you don't know the person. You're just like, hey. But then if a woman was like, girl, I love those boots, you'd be like, oh, yes. And then you would stop
Yeah.
to talk to her because, there's no threat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I do. I mean, I would never, if someone comes along and I just think she's dropped that gorgeous, I wouldn't say, hey, whoa, like this. No, I mean, but I tell people, men and women, if something looks beautiful, or I don't know, if something is special, cool, or interesting, it doesn't always have to be beautiful. I just tell them. And here in Germany, they look at you like you're sick. You look at like from an escape mental asylum or something, like, where's this doctor, or where's the, because usually people don't do that at all, like zero. And in the States, that's why we love so much being there. You go there and it's just good for your self-esteem because people just tell you, oh, you have nice glasses, cool outfit. I like the sound of your voice. I like your dialect or whatever, your
Yeah.
accent. And it's
Yeah.
so cool. I say, yeah, and here, I mean, it's a sad truth, but usually people here are nice to you when they want something. So they use it as leverage. And so as soon as you're nice to someone with no reason at all, you make yourself very suspicious, which is sad.
Oh,
People think,
that's interesting.
yeah, like what? Because the first question in their head is, you make a compliment, what do you want from me? Like,
Mm.
how can you gave me something, now I'm in depth. How can I, what I have to do to, balance it out? Because you would never do that just for doing it. And it's,
Wow.
it's crazy. It's sad and it's crazy. It's changing a little bit, but this is the immediate response to not have any depth.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine that?
I mean, no, because I'm a nice Midwestern girl. So that's what we did. We're like, oh, you're looking so good today. Wow, what a beautiful. I do it all the time. So the second I go to Germany, they're gonna be like, oh, who is this girl? Oh no, run fast.
Well, but you're, female and you're attractive, so you won't have any problems, actually. Yeah, it's much easier.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Do you don't have German heritage, right? It's from your hubby, the name.
Yes, from my husband and well, I guess we talked about this. Bridget. Bridget is how do you
Brigitte.
pronounce?
In
Okay,
German?
well,
Brigitte.
yes, yes, that's what I said.
Okay, you can say the Brigitte. Can you say that?
Oh my God. But
It's
Brigitte?
just, yeah, it's exactly the word, the way it's written.
I had to roll my tongue.
No, it's here. Here.
Oh,
Like if you do, if you, it's very close to the, but it's Brigitte. Like the
mhm.
French, le français avec la r.
Français. Je parle
There, that's exactly the same r.
français.
So if you speak French a little, if you can say français, you can say Brigitte. It's the same. R.
Okay.
So the Brigitte comes from where?
Okay, so we pronounce it Bridget here. And I believe it's also
You
German.
butcher it all, I know.
So I come from the people of Kentucky. So that's why all the
I come from the people of Kentucky. That sounds
people
like
of
it's right.
Kentucky, the hollers.
Awesome.
The hollers. You just give all of the language, the verbiage of Kentucky. But yeah, yeah. So I do have a little bit of German. I also have Napier is my maiden name, so it is Scottish, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And I have a little bit
Okay.
of American. Who
A
knew?
little bit off.
Native American.
Oh, nice. Even
Hmm.
better.
Yes.
Me too, actually. I made a DNA test, where you give your saliva and stuff. And I was 49% Germanic tribe, which is here Germany, Austria, Switzerland. I was 21% uh, Spanish, 3% Basque, 19% Native American Apache territory, Tarahumaras, Mexico. And I had like I was 1% Arab, 1% Jew.
Oh,
Um, I was British, 3%. And I don't know, something is missing still. And it was some African, I guess from the Spaniards. Arabic and African came through the Spaniards because, hundreds of years ago, there were a lot of tribes in Spain from these areas. So it's very interesting. 18% native. Was it this? But it doesn't look like it, like to talk on, surface level, but
yeah.
it's cool.
Oh
I
my
liked
gosh.
it.
I didn't know this about you. My
That's
goodness.
almost
So
a
what?
fifth. Yeah, that's more than 2 months a year. It's like, cool.
Wow, that's so cool.
So where did you dance then?
So yes, I danced for, well, first I started off in college dancing for a company, the University Dance Alliance and Bowling Green State University. So I performed there for I think 4 years and danced all over the place for independent choreographers. When I came to New York, same kind of thing. There was a company that I helped start called the Metro Movement Project. It is no longer in existence, but I know there's still like artistic performances kind of under that name and auspice. Um, yeah, it's just a bunch of choreographers. You meet tons of new friends, and so what I found where I fit was not always in the audition or the big companies. It was more creating projects myself or creating with other choreographers and friends. So we would put things together and dance wherever we could, perform in like festivals or um, offshoot, like way off Broadway shows, like way, way off, like Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was kind of wherever we could find our voice. You know this about it. It's a dog eat dog world, and there's so many incredible artists there. And so the person next to you, like I'm good, right? Like I know I'm good, but the person next to me, way better. like there's always somebody there, and you're always trying to compete, even though you're friends. Anyways, I performed all over New York City, and but also had like 17 different jobs at the same time. Um,
To
um,
sustain yourself?
yeah, just to sustain because dancers do not make that much money unless you're like a rocket, which I knew some, and even they had extra jobs. Yeah,
Yeah. And also they don't have the level of fame in the public like singers and actors, for example. Generally, artists, dancers, painters, photographers have not the same level of fame because they're not. I would say they're not enjoyed as. I mean, they're not. How can I say? Like you see actors every day in the TV or in cinema. You listen to music all the time on the day, but everything else you need to go to a gallery and you need to go to a show, and it's just not shown as much. They're not that much. How to say? Not used, but like observed or looked at. Unfortunately, because it's great.
yeah,
I'd say
yeah. I mean, it's the thing, and how do you become?
enjoyed. That's what I meant. Like they're not
Yes,
so
and
much.
how do you become an artist and put your art out into the world, but also make a living? I think there's a very, very big gap here, especially with the social media,
Hmm.
um, television element, the movie, the Hollywood element of this is that normal artists can hardly get by. Us as photographers, I think we experience a lot of that, as you said, like we have to get individual clients to pay us. So it's getting constantly, you're constantly marketing for yourself, but you don't have any big backers. And we don't have a high percentage, right? So if we're not being seen by many people, then we don't get the percentage of those sales from like, like I use like American football, for example. American universities use football as their main moneymaker, and all the other sports are funded by that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's sort of a trickle down method. I don't know if I'm being clear with this, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
trickle down method is that we're not seen as much as the Hollywood actors. So therefore, we're getting like this much of that money, but it's not sustainable for life. So you have to have 17 different jobs, like I did. I think uh, yeah, 7 days a week, like 16 hours a day. When I lived in USA I did it for at least 6 years straight. And then finally I got like a corporate job and sort of I didn't stop dancing, but I um, took my big girl job, we'll say, and got lost in the world of commerce and, 401k plans and dental insurance, which is fine, but
Yeah, we
they
need it.
have to get up the dream at some point, which is the hardest part of that. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you don't lose the love for it and you don't lose the opportunity to do it. It's just the living from it solely is just there's a point that comes when you say, okay. And I think the downside of that is that a lot of people, artists especially, I mean, we have usually a very high level of empathy because it's where we bring ideas into our mind and we get touched by the muse or whatever, inspired or even hurt by things, and we kind of process it in our arts. But so we also take things very personally all the time if it's about our work. And so when you say I have to give up the dream of being a dancer, it always feels like because I wasn't good enough, you know.
Mhm.
But that's
Mhm.
not I think, you know, McDonald's sells the most burgers, but they're not the best burgers. They just sell the most. So I don't think the best actors in the world are the ones who get the Oscars or the ones who we see. And I don't know. I love good action movies of the 80s. I love
Mhm.
them.
Those are the best. I don't even have those anymore.
It's not Hamlet and it's not a layered performance, from I don't know, Arnie and Chuck Norris or sometimes. And I love them. I mean, Schwarzenegger is a role model for me. He had 3 world careers. This guy's fucking awesome. With this name, imagine. So but it's hurtful sometimes because you always the feeling you had when you wanted to do this never goes away. You always have this hunger and this could have been
Yes.
so yeah. But also, I don't know how it's for you, but sometimes when you have to do it because you need to live from it, and you're not on a level where you can just choose whatever you want to.
Mhm.
Also, sometimes like, ugh, okay, you switch to professional mode, you do your stuff, but it's not the project that comes from the heart where you say, "Oh God, I waited for this my whole life to do, to photograph, to dance, to choreograph, or whatever." Right? So
Yeah.
this is a little relieving when you have another thing to do, and you can just do the arts for the art's sake, and then you're basically completely free, which is also an advantage, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you really hit the nail. Um, yeah, I think for photography, for me, like, of course, and possibly everyone out there that's doing any kind of art, and I love creating. I love bringing the ideas out and just, trying to find a client that really wants to see this vision with me. But most of the time, I'm finding clients that are like, I just want the straight headshot. Nothing can be different. It has to be a gray background and, you know, Photoshop me, AI Photoshop me. I have no pores. It's very,
Really?
oh my gosh, I get that request
And
all
you
the time.
still do that? Can you do
Yep.
it?
No, I don't. I mean, I Photoshop, but I don't Photoshop.
No, but like, what would you do if someone approaches you and has super clear vision of what they want? You think their vision is shit. Would you tell them? Or do you just
Guide,
say, okay, whatever. I don't need to open this conversation.
yeah,
There's no wrong or right. It's just,
yeah. I mean, I guide them. Of course, I want to get paid. So this is where this brings us back. I want to get paid. I want to feed my family. I want to keep my business running, and I want to keep the love of this alive because if I don't have any money, I have to like go back to a corporate job,
hmm.
right? Which is fine too. Maybe one day for the dental insurance, but
My God, yeah, I know. You guys are so.
no, that's always the thing. My
That's not the
401k,
best.
does it have good medical benefits? Um,
Good teeth.
oh, good teeth. You do have good teeth. But yeah, so I will guide them into a better vision. or hey, the lighting would look better this way. If your company, I understand if companies want plain backgrounds or gray or whatever
Hmm.
the boring color of the day is. Um, Great. I love creating under it, but sometimes headshots are very highly necessary.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Turned on the AI. Oh my God.
But an AI headshot is I mean, even just faking the first contact with someone you don't know. It's economical suicide. It's the most stupid thing someone can ever do is to fake your personal branding photos with AI.
Oh,
Clearly
just
visible. It's like let's say you have the best fucking company in the world, you know, in your niche or your branch or whatever. It's like you have the best restaurant in the world. And what you put out is plastic food. So people who walk by, you see plastic food in the vitrine instead of having your best meal, or
I,
smell. That's the exact same thing, or microwave food. If you put out your plastic photography and then hopefully, because especially if you're the product, if you're in coaching, if you're a lawyer, if your clients can't work around you, like they have to work with you and you're your best asset, and then faking this is beyond stupid. And I say this clear to everyone who approaches me with that, because the only reason they do that is the fucking money. Be honest, the
oh,
money.
for
And
sure.
if it's not the money, it's the time. And in time is money. So it's always this, you know. And there's no shortcuts to a good public
Mm-hmm.
um how to say presentation, I would say.
Your image. Yeah, absolutely. Like I actually I perform at this huge ball. It's called the Teddy Ball.
Hmm.
Not sponsored. But Teddy Ball, we perform
Teddy ball.
the Teddy Ball. You have like
Teddy
teddy
ball.
bears.
Okay, guys, did you hear that? Teddy ball, just so everybody can write it down. Not
Teddy Ball.
sponsored.
It's in San Diego. It's a charity. It's a great organization. But
Okay.
every year there are lovely human beings there that I have seen online time and time again. Because it's some pretty big wigs in San Diego that have large businesses. But every year I see them and I see them in person and they do not look the same as their photos. Not even a tiny itty bitty bit. And it is so sad to me because they are lovely, incredible people that if they're trying to raise money for either the businesses or this incredible charity, why aren't you showing yourself? And it drives me crazy. I see real estate agents doing it because it saves money, as you mentioned. I mean, gosh, I see photographers from time to time do it too, and I'm like, eat,
Pathetic. It's
do it. I
pathetic.
can't do it. I mean, it is just everywhere right now, and it's driving me to like I don't know, it's driving me to drink. It's driving me to drink more coffee. And I cannot do it anymore. You need pores, everybody. You need pores.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would, I mean, when someone comes to me with a clear vision of what they want, and it happens also when I had my film company. First of all, I had no idea what a budget is. I again can have the actors and do this and that. Whoa, what's your budget? 6,000. I say, forget about it. An actor costs 1,000 a day already. They don't have a wardrobe. They don't have a script. They don't know what to do. There's no rehearsal. There's nothing. It's just 1,000. They're just standing around for $1,000 a day. If you have three actors, 3,000 gone. That's half the budget. So maybe this idea is nice, but your budget doesn't work. So whatever, in photography especially, when they come with a very clear vision that is not what I would do and it also doesn't look good and it's not the way I would do it, I just tell them, I say, look, if you need a soldier who carry out your orders, I'm the wrong guy. People come to me because they like my vision, they like how I do things, and they tell me, this is my goal. How can we go there? You don't buy a ticket to the Rolling Stones and tell them to play a Nirvana song. It's just not the way it works. So if you come to me, you came to me because you like what you saw, you like the results. To get those results, we need to this and this and this, and this is the kind of things I do. If you want a completely different style, I won't do it. I can't do it. And this is a yes or no thing then for them, but usually it's yes. because they say, "Oh yeah, of course." And I also tell them it's relieving to them because you don't have to take care of an idea. I'm the one who gives it, who makes the ideas with you or the process. The only thing I need to hear from you is where you want to, like, what do you want the world to look like when we're done with each other? Like, what should change? And this takes away the stress from them that they need to come with an idea and they need someone to execute it because maybe the idea sucks or is wrong or is just way out of whatever. And usually that works.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think, we're in these positions, we are in business because we are able to communicate our visions. Yay.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I'm trying, and I think for myself, stepping into even more of that power of
Hmm.
stating, this is me, you're going to do that or not. Accept me. I think we find talk about this a lot in our industry with like imposter syndrome, where it's not about making the money and doing the plain headshots or taking the client's directive. It comes from also like not being confident inside
Yeah. So,
your
I mean, of
vision.
course, you need to be confident with what you do. It's the first
But
step.
and I wish that somebody at 24, when I was in New York City, starting out photography and dance, would have told me, at 45, you're not going to care what people think anymore. And I wish that would have given me more. Like, I wish people said that and we weren't all just trying to compete against each other. Um,
But I think with 24, you're still barely a child, you know. I mean, you feel so adult and so cool, but I mean, come on, 5 years before you were a teenager. So basically, you can have the self-esteem and you can have the experience of a 45-year-old. That's it's. I mean, this has to be earned, and there's also no shortcut because you have to live it. So that's why I make dumb decisions in the 20s sometimes, which are then seem smart, I don't know, from moving to this wrong place, having the wrong job, marrying the wrong person, whatever. But that's why I think, especially in that age, when in the 20s, when everything is possible, it's great to have guidance from Yoda or from Obi-Wan Kenobi or something like that, because it makes things easier, or at least you get another idea of seeing the world a little bit. You still have to make your own experiences, but I guess really bad things could be prevented that way.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess I did have some guardian angels of sorts in New York. Lots of actually bosses that I'm still friends with to this day, so over 20 years later. And they guided me because they were a little older, still beautiful, but older. If they ever listen to this, that's why I'm saying this. Um, yeah, I was
Yes.
lucky enough to see. I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to see some people that had lived life and had guided me to better things. I was always pretty responsible, anyways. I mean, being an athlete my whole life was like, I could follow a schedule. I
Yeah,
could,
you need a discipline.
yeah, I could envision things for my life. Um, but when you're out into the mean streets, no one's protecting you. But yeah, like that's what I kind of want to tell my girls now. I have two little girls. I'm guiding them to things that my parents or other people never told me. So I'm hoping
That's
that
great.
by learning all of this now in my old age of 45, that and I'm I'm elderly now with
I'm
three.
older. Stop calling yourself old. I'm older.
I'm sorry. I have so much wisdom that I bring into my 40s, but I'm guiding my little girls into this life, hopefully, that they can see what steps are more logical, or believe in themselves a lot more so that they don't have to fight all the years I did of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I can't make money at this, or I'm always going to be poor, or marry a rich man. That didn't
That's
happen.
always a good idea because that brings the independence you always wanted to. Come on. It's also very feminist to do that. Awesome. Super.
Still feminist. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
All the life experience.
Uh-huh. Um, did your dancing skills and your experience in performing on stage and all of that, like, did it help you to, and your modeling, of course, did it help you to guide your clients with the posing? Because it's the
Oh,
biggest problem we
gosh.
usually have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the main things why I'm so good at my job. Yes, I.
Say it again, but without the
Oh,
sarcasm.
it's why that's who I am inside. It's because I'm so good at my job. That's why.
Good
Uh,
girl.
um, every day is a step. Yes, I absolutely. It's the body awareness. It's the spatial awareness of like where the angles are. Gosh, I have a full college degree in this, and all of it was about spatial awareness, planning, posing. How do you look in a moment? So I am good at guiding. I also actually took lots of education um, courses so that I do know how to teach as well. So it's the patience, it's the guidance. I think all of it together makes me really extraordinary at that. I think that's one of my biggest strong suits, besides also connecting with clients one on one, really seeing their soul and where their visions want to lead. Yeah, what about you? How do you pose people on a daily basis?
Well, I started out as a director before I worked as a portrait photographer. And so I worked with actors and also worked with civilians, I call them, someone who's not professionally in front of the camera. So it was always an energy work and a guidance, kind of like letting them a little loose, but like having, you know, like the things on the street that you have. So in this, you move as much as you want, but like a little bit of a compass, I would say. And then, of course, um, I started working as a commercial photographer and fine art and some fashion. So you usually work with models, which makes you feel you have a lot of self-esteem about your photography, but you're also wrong about you have no idea how to pose someone because the model usually gives you everything. It's
Hmm.
easy. It's like driving with or without stick, I would say. So
Exactly.
she gives you everything. She knows her poses. She knows how she looks beautiful. She's done this, for years. So you think, oh wow, awesome. And then when you work with someone who does not know that, it's on you as a photographer to, first of all, give them the energy, give them the safe place that they can also just be wrong and laugh about it. Who cares? But also give them some guidance. And so when I had that for the first time, I remembered, thank God, how things look well because I have thank God I can memorize lots of things in my brain about looks, feel, scenes from a movie. Uh, my mom always, when we were watching TV as a child, I always knew this is the voiceover of this, and he was working with that, and then said, how do you know this? So I have a database in here, so I just turned them until it looked like I wanted to. Okay, perfect. But also then I took courses how to pose and flow pose and you know it's geography, triangles, and all these kinds of things together with lighting, and that made it much better, especially then when I specialized on private clients and on art and artistic photography and not business or commercial photography. So that's where I found a love for photography again because I lost it. And
Mhm.
so that's how I did it. And of course, I mean, giving them the energy and the self-esteem of someone who was on stage singing in front of other people, which is the worst for most. Like some people would rather strip than sing, you know. And having this experience and the self-esteem from that, I could really help them and really give them energy and encourage them and lift them up and empower them. So this is one of my strong suits, together, of course, with the whole posing knowledge. But that's why I think when you were a performer, you can help other people perform better.
Yes.
That's what I would
Yeah,
say.
I think, yeah, all of it. It's and I don't know about you, but I have people dance in my studio. Whenever anyone
Yeah.
comes in, always start a session with stretching. Like, okay, what's your favorite
Mm,
stretch? Do it.
that's a
And
good
I have
idea.
to move, and I create a whole atmosphere. I start by asking their favorite songs, what lights you up. Like, there's always one song that you're probably going to sing in your car, and I want that one. What's that one? What's the one that's love this. Gonna drive 60 now and down the road. It I have them warm up because when you're moving together, it loosens
Yes.
everybody up. It
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
endorphins going, right? It's,
Yes.
it's exercise,
Yes.
but it changes the way the brain
Yeah,
works.
you can't think yourself out of every situation. Sometimes it's a body movement that helps you loosen up, and then the rest goes by itself. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally a neural connection too. You're
Hmm.
you're now present. You're now
Hmm.
breathing.
Hmm.
You're now in a calm, frontal lobe. So you're
Definitely.
like, okay. And now we have connection. And now I'm having fun. And now like, oh, that's right. It's not just a headshot. It happens every time. And everyone thinks I'm crazy at first because they're really nervous and their shoulders are up to their ears and like, I can like
Yeah.
breathe. I have to like take them hands. It's
Just,
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second you start like moving, it's this great experience. And people leave for, anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours with me. And they leave and they're just like, oh my gosh, that was so
They
fun.
feel pumped up, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah. And I always take behind the scenes video and I'm like, look at you go. Do you see it? Do you see the joy? And they always ask for the behind the scenes too, because they're like, I've never seen myself like that. So yeah, I mean, all of this, all the performance, because I also did singing, which oof, don't ask me to sing, but I also did singing.
Breathe.
Wow. No, we're not singing cats. Uh,
No.
no, 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 no. Yeah, all the performing over my whole span of life, and I'm sure as you pointed out, like it affects the way I direct people, affects the way you
Definitely.
connect with people on a daily basis. Grocery store. Yeah.
Music, yeah, I mean, during the shoot, music is crucial. I mean, I guess all of us photographers definitely. I'm a very silly person, and I love to joke. I make them laugh a lot. I make a completely fool monkey out of myself. Why not? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't no, not that I don't give a fuck but I don't care if I make a fool out of myself. If it helps them, of course. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
We dance around silly, we mock each other, we impersonate each other, I don't know, we speak in funny voices. Also, my team and I, we know each other since years and work together. So we have nicknames for each other that can't be said loud, but in front of them, like it's so funny. So people loosen up, they laugh, the belly contraction, everything just relaxes
Yeah.
them. And then they get a good, sympathetic, nice, charming guidance from all of us. And after, I don't know, I was talking with Matt Stalliano about that. When people loosen up, so like I would say after 20 minutes, like from coming in and then going, I can always see like kind of a click, like a switch. And they go from this, I have to show that I'm a good model, although they're not even a model. So what do you want to prove? I have to I have to take this seriously, so I have to be serious, to this childlike mode of curiosity. I tell them, imagine you go to Disneyland and telling yourself, I will be a professional child and I will be a professional customer. No, you go there to have fun, and you try all the rides you want. And one, maybe you want to ride 10 times, and the other one is enough. And it's what we do with the settings, with the outfits, with whatever we do. We just play. We play. You can't do anything wrong. Anything, you know?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just relieves them so much from the usual stress they have in their life. They
Totally.
don't have to perform.
Yeah, yeah. It just thought of something. Does it ever feel like when you're in a session and you're having that much fun with them, or they're having that much fun with you, and vice versa? Does it ever feel like, what am I like? Is this an actual job? Like, I always feel like I'm like, oh, I'm just pretending now to be an adult because it's so much fun. I'm just having a lot. I don't know if you ever feel that way, but I often feel like I'm scamming the system because I'm
No, I don't feel like scamming. I think like I'm the genius that I found something to do that makes me so happy. I can help other people and feel so good and make them happy, and even have make create a job out of that and get a compensation for it. Of course, it's lifetime and energy I give, experience. Of course I get something. I don't think it's I don't feel in that, oh, is it okay? No, on the contrary, I should charge more, I think, but because everybody's having so much fun, and I don't think that I have to suffer to get paid. No, in the contrary, I love that. But I never grew up in that way. It's just playing around. Basically, we're all kids in adult bodies when we have the shoot, and we're just fooling around and having fun and trying things out. And even if it's a business shoot or a personal branding, even then, if the person is structured that way, of course, we have very serious people, but they still loosen up in their capacity, you know.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like I would say, I get the most relaxed and silliest version of them they have, and some are here and some are here, and there's a lot of space between. I like these the most, of course, because it enriches myself way more. If it's like dancing, if you dance with someone and you can use the whole ballroom and they have all the steps, you just enjoy the dance more than if you just do this step, 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 step. It's still nice, but it's not the same. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Um,
bolder, the better.
yes, the bolder, the better. It's absolutely correct. Had a few where you're like, come on, we can do it. We can do this together. And I always like leave those sessions like, I tried my best. I think I got some great shots. I don't know how they feel. And then later, almost always, I'll get a message back being like, that was the best experience I've ever had. And I'm like, what? Because you could not tell that they were like, you were breaking their, because you're like,
Yeah,
you're
I had that
bicycle.
also.
Um,
It saddens me because I said, if this was the best, okay. I mean, it was good, but
because
I
you're
mean,
like,
it's not often because I'm pretty transparent in how I am, so people that don't like that don't come. But yeah, sometimes it happens. And but it's still my team and I, we have always fun. Even if the customers doesn't move in, it's not a parallel thing, but we just have fun doing it.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
they want to jump in, you want to jump into the pool, cool. Like this. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
Jessica, you told me something that I should absolutely ask you about, but I have no idea what you will tell me. It is about a certain person.
Person.
It is Kevin Bacon.
No, no. Oh,
What's going on with you and Kevin Bacon?
oh, Kevin. Oh, Kevin. I wonder if he thinks about me still. Um,
Let me ask him. I got his number. Hey, dude. Was
yeah, I just wired to Kevin Bacon. Give him a ring. So yes, once upon a time in a land long. Okay, I tell this story.
galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away, called New York City when I was like 24. My first job was dog walking. I was not the dog walker that you think of with like the 20 dogs and 17 billion leashes. I wasn't that kind of dog walker. I was more specialized for the very, very wealthy of New York City. So
So you put them on a leash. Sorry. Hey, you said it's special and they have the money to do that. And the big
great
curtains.
styles.
Hey, whatever happens to you, whatever.
I mean, no judgment, y'all.
No,
Um,
never. Have fun. Enjoy.
do your thing. Yeah, I was the dog walker to the rich and famous, mostly the rich, the very, very wealthy. Like all the people you see in Succession, that show. Those are the people that I walked dogs for and cat sat and stayed in their luxury mansions in the sky. Anyways, all of this to say that every single day I walked these really neurotic dogs. They were Jack Russell Terriers.
Oh, God. I love dogs, but Jack Russells,
Woo, especially the rich ones that like have neurotic owners. Oh God. Okay.
yeah.
So I'd walk these really neurotic dogs into Central Park every single morning. It was like 7 a.m. And so from the east side to the west side, I'd walk them. And every single morning at this one rock that crosses into the west side on Central Park, I would run into and allegedly, because let's just cover our butts, allegedly I would run into Kevin Bacon every single day because he had
Every
this
day.
every single day for about for like 6 months,
Mhm.
roughly, you know. Um, and none of us we would never change our path. We just were creatures of habit. So he had this amazing And this amazing golden retriever, fluffy and beautiful and big. And then there's me with these neurotic dogs. And we would cross paths every day. And every single day, his dog and these dogs would try to kill each other. They're trying to attack each other every day. Every single day, Kevin Bacon, who I assume allegedly, would say, "Get your dogs off of my dog. Are those your dogs?" I'm like, "They're not my dogs, Kevin Bacon. I'm sorry." So every day,
I love my dog, Kevin Bacon.
my dog's Kevin Bacon. Like every single day for 6 months. It was like the worst.
So it's just like the hedgehog. No, what is it? What is that movie called with Bill Murray with Groundhog
Groundhog
Day?
Day.
So you guys come like you see each other from afar, and you just come on the same path, and you just stand there. Nobody's moving, and your dog.
Yeah, every single day. So
And then
yeah, every day he was very recognizable, right? Like he thought he was like
yeah,
full and
that's
everything.
the face of
Ball
Kevin
cap
Bacon.
and like dark glasses. But every single day he was in his ball cap and dark glasses and his little tiny white t-shirt and his tiny little jeans. And he's very thin and very tall and very handsome, Kevin, if you're listening. Um, every day he would cross paths and I'd see him coming like, oh crap. And I had a chance like I could be like, okay, I just take this path, right? No, no, no. Of course not. I would just keep going. I would
Yeah.
just keep going. And every day, same thing. And then and I was like, no, come back, crazy dogs. And yeah, every day with Kevin Bacon.
So you had 6 months every day of Kevin Bacon. Did you bring cake one day or say,
No,
"Hey, how are you doing?
there
Can I take a
no,
picture of you?" Something like this.
zero. So I don't know if you know about this New York City. You don't ask for pictures of celebrities. Mm-mm. You don't do it because they're living their life. And honestly, New Yorkers, like, you're
No,
too
no, but
busy.
like I understand this. If you see them out there, if I see a celebrity, unless I photograph them, it's different. But like if I'm booked, of course, it's very nice. Usually, the most successful ones are the nicest ones.
Yes, they are.
But if I see them somewhere, I depends who it is. I get sometimes starstruck. I just don't. I'm too embarrassed to just go there and say, "Hey, hi, I'm Oliver," kind of thing. I don't want to. I don't want to. What's the right word in English? I always say the Spanish one, which is molestar, but I can't say it in English. It has a different meaning. I don't want to bother them. So, but if I have an intercourse on them, like contact with one more than sometimes on Instagram, if they like something I do, or they comment something or whatever, or if I would see them every damn day, I would pass me and then I would talk to them because they lose the status of the celebrity, then just the person who I see every day, and then I would definitely tell him, "Hey, guy, Kevin, look, whatever." But I would definitely use the advantage of having a contact to him, which is not in a pizza place or just in a driving car. I think I would do that, but after several times, not the first time. No, the first time is embarrassing.
Yeah, now, sorry,
So
there's
you
like
never
some
did that?
No, I never did, never once. I never once asked him for anything. I was just like, I just want to get my job done. It's raining, it's snowing, or whatever it was. Yeah, no, we just passed interaction,
You never.
went on about
Uh, Interesting, because I think he's pretty approachable, and also he has a good playlist on Spotify.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I mean, he's a musician, so he has a pretty
Yeah,
cool
he is.
playlist on Spotify. Can we check it out? Kevin Bacon's playlist.
I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna
And he
put it in
adds
my.
more and more and more. I know, just trillion hours of music already. So that's interesting. Who else did you work for?
And just tons of really like scary rich people. Like they were like the generational wealth kind of
Mm.
people. I'm in New York City, so like these enormous mansions in the skies, like where like the doorman would let you in, and then they had another doorman kind of thing, and then you'd go up into an elevator, and then they'd let you out, into the apartment, and you'd just be like, "Oh my God, it's real! All the stereotypes that I've ever seen on television and movies is real."
And
You're
this
just
is
like,
just a toilet.
"Yeah, yeah,
There's the
like,
big room.
yeah," and then the like maid and the butler and the nanny like all come out, and then you're the dog walker and like everybody just meets. Or yeah, it's nuts. New York City's nuts.
What did
My
you learn from, did you learn anything from that time? From any lesson from the super rich?
oh God. Oh,
Like something good and something super stupid? I don't know. Like anything?
well, I learned that they're all just people. They're all just people. But the perspective on life, what I had lived my whole life, was far different than what they had lived. And not necessarily good or bad, just perspectives are different. And so I definitely saw life, and I have to work hard. I have to, you know, work my fingers to the bone. I have to work three jobs.
Struggle. Uh-huh.
I have to juggle. I have to juggle life.
No,
Whereas they
struggle,
were
struggle. I can't have
struggle,
fun.
struggle, and yeah,
Uh-huh.
where they were like, let's delegate things. Let's delegate life. Let's delegate to my maid to clean my house. Let's delegate to my butler to answer the door for me and go through my mail. Let's get my chef. It's all about for them like managing managing their money and their life, but with other people. And so it's like a form of leadership that you learn from a very young age. And so that was something that was really eye-opening to me because we grow up watching all these movies with these characters like that. They're real, and um, you think I'll never meet people like that. They're just characters. No, so yeah, it made me see life in a lot of different perspectives, and how the other quote other side lives. I also was like, these people, not all of them, right? But lots of them are very out of touch with what was going on outside their own door. I was living in an apartment in Washington Heights, like sleeping on the floor for like 2 years, and eating one meal a day, like, and I'm this girl that comes into their house every single day. I had keys to like every apartment in New York City, it seemed like. And I was this girl coming to their house, and they were like, yeah, they had no idea what my life was. And they were judging me based on, gosh, I don't know. I guess that's what New York taught me anyways, not just from these people, but taught me that people judged me for a lot of different things, and that I was either beneath them or I was above them in some perspectives. And it's just, I don't know, it's just such an interesting study on what society is within city culture. Hmm.
Did you judge
Yeah.
yourself?
What was that?
Do you judge yourself as well?
Or did I judge myself? Yeah, I think there's always a perspective or a sense of I don't have enough. Why why do I have to work this hard when this person's not working that hard? Or maybe I'm not working hard enough um, to get these objects, to get my mansion in the sky. Like there's definitely judge or, and as we mentioned before, like kind of like giving up the dream. It's that push is always still there. I thought, okay, I need to push harder. I need to push harder to be better, so I don't have to work this job anymore. There was a lot of stuff going on, but mostly it was just how do I make it to the next day every single day in New York City? And when I first got there, and by the end of it, because I lived there for like 16 and a half years, um, it was me with one job, and it was in the corporate world, and I traveled, and it was great. Like I leveled out my life, but also that was part of the experience of growing and growing up. Um,
Mhm.
Not just, yeah, there's no one thing, but yeah, I judge myself, and but I made it through, and found my tribes in New York City, and gosh, that was a crazy time. And now I'm in San Diego, which is like suburbs. It's a
Is it
great life.
so you moved basically the, the longest distance between the two cities, right? New York is
Mhm.
here, and San Diego is down there. It's almost Mexico, and the other one is almost Canada. So it's really super far away. It's very different, is it?
Very different.
Lifestyle.
Oh my gosh. When I first moved, I was insanely pregnant. I was like almost 7 months pregnant
It was
with my second
insanely
baby.
pregnant. I had
Insane.
10,000 babies.
Well, that's what it feels like. You're like, oh, the hemorrhoids. Um,
Everything has a price.
the heartburn. And I had to give up my job, like my career. But yeah, I was in culture shock for like the first 5 years. It was because it was so quiet. I couldn't even sleep at night. I was like, where are we? where are the sirens? Like, this is crazy. Why wouldn't I hear cops and people outside the window at all times of night and day? And so yeah, it was like dead quiet. Everyone here is nice but not kind. Have you heard that phrase before? West Coast nice, East
No,
Coast.
but like, I mean, I have an idea what it means, but let's hear it.
Okay. So there's this thing about, New Yorkers get this bad rap for being like all mean and nasty or whatever. We're not. Um, they're actually very kind people, but they won't they won't talk you'll sit next to them on the subway. They won't talk to you, but if you needed help, they would help you. For
They're
the
basically Germans. Okay, I can handle that. But
right, like
we are here.
yes, you're
I'm
gonna be
not,
like,
but yeah.
right. So you're gonna be like, okay, well, that person just fell down. Are you okay? You help them back up and keep going. Then you just go about your day. Here, people smile to your face on the West Coast and like, oh, that's so great. And it's not genuine. You're like, you lying bitch. Um, it
Interesting. Because that's the stereotype we have about all Americans.
interesting.
They're nice, they don't mean it. It's fake. You can't count on them. They say I love you and you're my friend, like you say hi and goodbye. And yeah, let's meet tomorrow, and they never call you again. So this is the stereotypes we have here about the surface level of niceness. That's why maybe people are a little annoyed if everybody's so nice, but they don't really mean it.
Mhm.
I say that, but what do you hear from? What do you need from them to know they mean it? Like, but it's interesting that you even in the country have these differences. So okay, let's go on with the
I mean,
niceness.
my country is large and the United
Yeah.
States is big. There's lots of different people, and which makes us great. Rah rah. And but yeah, the East Coast, especially like the cities, I can't speak for Boston exactly, but being around that area, like Boston, New York, all the East Coast cities are really like they're hard to live in. It's like it's hard life, but you're still a community and you will still stop and be like, this is wrong. I'm going to help that person. And then you just keep living your life, right? Like I just said. But yeah, West Coast, I don't know, it's hmm, because so much more relaxed here, the life. I don't know what makes people like not as genuine, but it drives me nuts being here. And I will say it straight to a person. Like if that's the other thing. Here on the West Coast, you don't say things straight. You talk around it. You
Well,
talk around here so much. Ooh, I'm gonna keep hitting my mic. Keep talking around
so
it.
glad.
Exhausted. You feel like you've been swimming for like hours. Like, cut to the point.
It's
Insane.
it's my impression it's my impression, or let's say no, but the impression here of people about the United States in general. Exactly what you say. Well, how would you say? Is it a like? What is it in Florida? Is it the same like in California? Because
No, so Florida is kind of a mix, I'd say. Depends on what city you're in. I'd say like South Florida. They're like everyone's pretty nice in Florida. I don't think there's like this general feel of disingenuous humans, but because there's so many people from our country that go there to live. But Florida is really dynamic and all their different cultures that they have there. So like Miami is going to be it's more city. It's going to be a little more whatever they are. It's city. Um, but we'll vacation in St. Augustine like
Mhm.
once a year usually, and we'll notice the difference between here in San Diego and there in San Diego and St. Augustine. It's still a beach town, still on the coast,
Mhm.
but people are so nice, like genuinely nice. They start a conversation with you, like they're like, "Oh, honey," like, and they always have an accent, like, "Honey, oh my gosh, girl, like." You just look so pretty. And then they'll go into like, what's your skincare? Um,
Love that
no,
that accent.
do you have a great doctor? Like they'll find out your whole life. Oh, your grandma did that. Oh, it's so fun. And then
Wonderful.
San Diego would be like, I'll turn and be like, oh my gosh, I love your dress. And I'm just using it as an example. And they'll be like, oh, thanks. And they like act really weird about it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then they because they didn't mean it because they feel weirded out. I don't know. Connections here. I can tell you, people that grew up here, I don't feel connected with. People, not everyone, obviously.
What is
But
here? To what do you refer when you say here?
oh,
San
sorry.
Diego.
Um, Thank you for correcting. It's Southern California.
Okay.
So people that grew up here that are like not transplanted here from everywhere else, I don't connect with generally because they're just, I don't know, like a weird sense of human, like that just doesn't want to connect, it feels. People that are from other countries, I connect with. Those are my best friends.
There's still hope. So, well, would you consider yourself then as a New Yorker or as a Midwestern or what? Like we say, you live there now, but it's like, where's your heart?
Oh gosh, I mean, my heart is always still on the East Coast, of course, New York.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, I am finding that I'm craving more of that small town, Midwest or Southern kind of feel that I grew up
Mhm.
in, which is
Me too.
crazy because I spent my whole life being like, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting to the big city. No one will ever see me again. And the older I get there, the more I'm like, oh, I want family. I want a farm. I want this, but I also want like to be able to get out of that too and like go visit the places. But I don't want to live in it anymore. So it's
Hmm.
interesting.
I get that. I get that. Yeah, I like the touch of a city. So you have the good bars, you have maybe nice concerts, you have great cinemas, all of that. You have the culture, you have the museums, you have the walks, but also just to live. I want to have a garden around my house and just have quiet. You know? I
Yeah.
don't need a fancy apartment in a super area where you just can't fucking sleep. It's just I like the trouble and the Trubel we say in German, like the we call it Halligalli, all the time something. But I also love camping outdoors, nature, nothing. Nothing. With good free people, good friends, good whatever, spouse, relationship, anything. It's just wonderful. Sunset and a nice fire. I take that over any
Oh,
fancy
so
club.
yes.
Every single time. Every single time.
Yes. Oh,
Definitely.
fire right now. Oh, that would be amazing. It's been cold in San Diego.
Not
So I'm
in
like,
California.
oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. I love that stuff. Like I grew up camping. My dad taught me everything there is about camping, survival skills, and just living out and connecting with the earth. I hated it growing up. Like I was like, ugh, like cursing his name.
Hmm.
But now that I'm older, I'm like, oh yeah, I can set up a tent, I can start a fire, I can chop wood, I can do this. And it's maybe it's because I've lost him like 4 years ago. And it
I'm
just makes
sorry.
me more sentimental. Yeah, yeah, it happens. But yeah, it's like making me more sentimental for it, but like craving it, like, oh, I need the earth.
Yeah.
And I want to keep my,
Also, you
yeah,
teach your daughters because honestly, I think it's very attractive, and not only in a sexual way, but it's attractive if you have a woman who can chop wood, make fire, helps you in the woods because yeah, my ex-wife and I we did that a lot with our camping bus. It was just wonderful because we were a team. And sometimes if I have friends. A guy who can't even put a nail in a wall. I say, what the fuck, man? I don't want to take you because you're a fucking burden. You
yeah,
just you can't cook, you can't do nothing. You just tell old jokes. And that's what I tell him. So I would never take him for camping unless there are other people who can balance it out. But I
right.
love if you can
Yes,
do that. Oh,
it's ridiculous. I don't want to be like I make fire. I don't want to be the only one that can do that. It drives me up the wall. Like I also shouldn't be the only one, right, that can hammer something into a wall. Like I cannot take it the lack of mediocre humanity that we have these days. And
that's a good
what I mean by that
point.
is right, we're not learning skills with our hands. We're saying, let's let AI do everything, or let's hire somebody else that knows how to do it. So it's not like learn the skill, man. Like
Yeah.
you should to do things for yourself. And I don't know. I know I sound like a crazy person. Oh, please don't judge me. But I always, whenever I'm learning a new skill like that, like I'm like, okay, I'm going to change my oil in my car. Ooh, um, or I'm going to try to think how I can change the tire. I always think of like an apocalypse scenario. Like,
Mhm.
what would happen if I had to jump over this fence right now? Could I do that pull up to do that? And so every time,
But
no,
you're doing
or
it with a pirouette and ta-da,
And
and then you
it's like a grand jeté over the fence. I'm like,
10,
gonna get
10,
rid
10,
of
10
the
points.
doggy.
Yeah.
But I say pick up my kids and save them. And
Mhm.
I
No, I
do.
like that.
I think about that human scenario. I mean, we live in a crazy world. Who knows? But it keeps me motivated to be like, you need to learn this skill because one day this might be important, or it's just important. You should know how to do this stuff because
Yeah.
you're a woman. And what if your car breaks down and you're on a shoot? You're going to a location out in the middle of nowhere, and your car breaks down, and you have no one else there. It's going to be
Mhm.
you, your responsibility. So,
It's always the responsibility of oneself, and that's what people hide away from so much because it makes them uncomfortable instead of making them comfortable. Because if it's on them, they can change it. Instead of just sitting down, twiddling their thumbs, having the victimis humanis, because oh, can change a tire, can make fire, can cook, can clean, can nothing, not even change a light bulb, not even knowing which light bulb, the filter of the AC. YouTube tells you everything,
Dad,
everything, knife skills, whatever. And it's just also if your own point of reference is YouTube and you don't have internet, no electricity, you might have considered buying some books.
ooh,
Books,
uh-oh.
these old things they sold with paper that you touch, you know. Yeah, sometimes they have so many they sell them in stores. So
No way.
yeah. So, but I'm so glad that I have the same thoughts on it. What if everything would stop? Like, do I have like, I'm not a prepper in that way, like, the crazy guy. But
Yeah.
I mean, now we just had in Berlin, we had a part of Berlin that didn't have electricity for 10 days and it was below zero here. It was really freezing. So, and in Cologne also, there was 2 years ago, there was one, we have electricity usually not like in the States on the streets, we have it under, but in,
Mhm.
in between cities, we have high posts with all the electricity cables. And one was falling down, which is a major provider for Cologne. And a big part of town didn't have electricity at all. Some people couldn't even get out of the garage.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
need food, you need water, you need things to just, for 2 weeks. I'm not talking for 6 months. It's impossible. But
Yeah.
I mean, in a normal, home, unless you have a bunker or whatever. But I like that you think the same way.
Yeah. You gotta always, I mean, I don't know. We grew up, I mean, yes, I had parents that really weren't preppers, but like they had
Prepper.
some of that. They had some of it. But it was smart, right? Like my dad always thought, okay, yes, we lived in an old farmhouse. What if the electricity goes out? Well, and we have well water. We have a pump for the well. We need to have water. So, like, how do we create clean water? How do we do this? So, anyways, I learned how to do that. But so I grew up in a lot of that. But yeah, it's like so much of our systems are intertwined in us being connected to the internet, being connected to somebody else, being connected to a government. Like you got to figure it out yourself. And if you
Mhm.
don't, you're all alone and you're not going to survive. Because, yeah, truth of the matter is there are things that are going to happen. Like earthquakes can happen in California anytime. New York City, there was two hurricanes that I lived through, and holy moly, Hurricane Sandy was devastating.
Yeah,
And electricity went out, and cars didn't have gas. You couldn't get gas. They're rationing it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
I mean, Corona. It's just 5 years ago, 2 years ago in Tampa. There was a horrific hurricane, two actually, in 10 days. So it's valid to be prepared. Prepping doesn't mean you have a room full of guns because you can't eat bullets. You know, and also a
right.
good network of people. But you just should be prepared to be on your own for 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and then usually if it doesn't come back in a month, then you have completely different problems about then. But usually, so yes, it's a good thing and just taking care of your own responsibility, I would say, in every
Yeah.
aspect of your life, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always have at least a gallon of fresh water in the back of my car at all times.
Yeah, yeah.
All times. I always have snack bars. Like there's like a whole I have like a whole kit. You never know. Next
Little
thing I'll
barbecue station.
you're like, I've got it. I've got it. Yeah, no, no. I mean, I'll go kill the squirrel later to do that. But Actually, I should learn how to do that. Do you know how to skin animals or anything? Do you know any of that kind of prep work?
Well, I've done it in a Red Dead Redemption 2 in a computer game, but I've never. My uncle did it. We had a rabbit and then we killed and we ate them. And but it was lost in two generations. My grandparents actually they survived two world wars, one as a child and one as a soldier and a wife at home. So they always were preparing. They never threw away food. My grandmother, she had a garden, she had over, I think, 30 different fruits, nuts, and vegetables in there. And I came to this world, she was already retired. So her main thing was the garden. And every last little thing that she could harvest, we ate, or she put in, glasses, or fermented it or whatever for the winter. So it was just normal. My mom doesn't do it, and I don't know much. I know some things. I cook a lot for myself and I know how to prepare. But this knowledge was lost because here nobody took it seriously anymore because you said, this will never happen again, hopefully. But
Yeah,
we're super dependent from electricity, internet, and water and heater. So they also had this old stuff, where you just put in wood. If I ever have a house, my own house, I will have this definitely. I want to be independent. Not,
yeah,
I think nobody can be 100% independent. I mean, you
uh,
can, but it's so much work. It's incredible, especially when
yeah.
you're alone.
I
But
mean, literally
a little bit,
to try to get
yeah.
off the system completely. Like you can't
Getting off
just
the grid, I don't know.
yeah, you can't be off the grid completely. Like unless you maybe live in Alaska, but even then you're like, oh, gotta run into town for some gasoline or kerosene to get my generator started.
Yeah, and well, yeah, because or you have horses. But
Hmm.
did you know that I was a little I was a little disappointed when I heard that. You know all these zombie movies, I Am Legend or The Walking Dead or whatever. So they always said, boom, the zombies came out, and then 5 years later, right? And then you see them going to a gas station, pumping gas into a car and driving away. This is impossible. Did you know? Because you can't use gasoline that stays around longer than usually 6 months, and then it's just the liquid, but the octane is just gone, and the car won't work with it. So all the movies where they use the cars is purely fiction. It's
Yeah,
impossible. And I'm a little disappointed. I say, I prepared you for 10 years. What for? You can't even drive.
funny. It's so funny you say that because I often find all the holes in movies because it's one of my favorite things to do. One, to figure out the plot line before they like reveal it because
Definitely.
I
I
should
love it.
basically be a screenwriter because come on. Um, and, and two, yeah, I'm like, oh, that would never happen because this and this. And I'm like, ah, it's so satisfying. Thank you for saying that because I've often thought that. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And I go into like a whole thing in my head, like condensation builds up in gas tanks if the gas is too low, and then it's going to evaporate. Yeah, no, it would never work. You're right. And that's fascinating.
It is.
Got to get
It
smarter
is.
in our movie. Come on, people.
I would love to talk about one topic with you before we leave.
Yes.
Being a woman and being in business and being a photographer, like, because, how do you see this? Is there advantages, disadvantages? Doesn't is it not important? Because I see so many clubs for females, empowerment here. Like, is this a thing? Is it also just to sell, or like how do you? Because I mean, you're an athlete. You're disciplined. You're smart. You're experienced. You have a very interesting view. So how would you approach that? How do you see that?
Yeah. You bring that up because I do think about this often. I think because I don't like separating myself from, I don't like the sort of category of men, women. I think we should all be in business together, like supporting each other. But I am, by saying that, I'm also part of all female groups because they exist. Because I am a woman in business and I am trying to use, if I'm being honest, I'm trying to use whatever I can to get myself ahead. So if that makes me either different or gives me more power to elevate my status, then absolutely. I join those groups. So it's interesting because when I was growing up, I mostly saw um, men as heads of companies or uh, fashion photographers that were doing really well. So I just use those examples. And so in my head, only men could do it, or they could only be successful. And women were then categorized as mommies with cameras. We take photos of our kids, and that's where you are. And you charge very little for your worth. Uh, so coming into today, um, I think the separation is not helping us. I think it's hurting us, even though I am also part of all female groups. And I don't like it because I do think you need the balance of men and women. I don't think it has necessarily helped me to be part of all female groups. I think intermixing with other groups that have everybody has actually furthered my career more. And everyone's going to have a different thought on this. Probably get some hate mail later, but yeah, I just think we're stronger together. It doesn't have to be exclusive. That that makes sense. I don't know. How do you feel about all this? Are you like, as a man, you're like, screw femininity, or you're just like, yeah.
No, 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 on the contrary.
I'm not trying to talk you into bad things, but I'm just
No, I
saying.
mean, there's femininity, there's feminism, there's emancipation, there is um oh, what's the word? Gleichberechtigung, like same rules, same rights, same, like how you call it, the equalization? No, how do you say it?
Equality.
Equality, yeah. And well, I can understand that there are groups that are only for women sometimes. I would not be interested in a group only for men because I think I have more contact to my feminine side. I'm bored of these, how do you say, dick comparisons that sometimes exist. But also, I mean, I have a cigar group, and we're just guys. If there's a woman, if a woman comes, of course, we're very nice. We're not like, ugh, this is a gentleman's club. You can't be here. No,
Mhm.
but it's a different dynamic if it's just guys or if it's just girls, definitely. What I don't like about the whole separation thing is that usually, sooner or later, sometimes, and I see this more with the female groups, it's this agenda against men, against the bad patriarchy, and um, you know, everybody suffers with the system. I don't know why they call it patriarchy. You can call it X, Y, Z, whatever. Especially if you see that the biggest number of people with depression, suicide, and all of that is usually guys. And when we are talking in between us guys, it's not about our car or whatever. We talk very deep with these things because not with all of them. There's always a few guys who are so caught in their masculinity. They're the least masculine ones, but they're basically 12-year-olds and they just make stupid, dirty jokes and can't have deep talk. And I told them, guy, you know what? I can't talk with you because you're just fuck off. But usually we have very deep talks about everything, about our relationships, about all these things. And yes, there comes here and there a joke about the wife, but usually, like 99%, everybody's absolutely um, praising their women, and absolutely. I mean, I never heard them talk like really down to, oh, it's her fault that this, it's her fault. No, it doesn't happen. But sometimes when I'm in the other part, and when there's a business network meeting or whatever, which is very catered to the feminine. It has always this Jeanne d'Arc or Joan of Arc thing,
Yeah.
but against the other guys. And I think if you would switch this, if you would have guys on there who would call all the women whatever, this would be an outrage.
Hmm.
I don't know if the against something energy or away from something energy helps you instead of the towards something energy, I would say.
Yeah, I think we
And
all get each other. We
yeah,
all there somehow. Um, like we're speaking right now. I'm getting so much from this because we're connecting, and I'm getting that your viewpoint. Like, when did we stop? Like, when did we like completely separate ourselves and survive? Like, we didn't. We have to come together. So, yeah, I mean, it's some of the best advice I ever got was from men. My dad was my hero. Yeah.
Hmm, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I was raised without a dad, so maybe that's why. But my mom was a tomboy. She wasn't very like she had this feminine energy, this feminine way, this because I think the feminine usually, from my experience, is usually a very connecting energy and understanding energy. This is very important in life, and the masculine energy, if you want, is more a stopper, controller, which is also important. And it depends on the situation. So we all need both, absolutely. But basically, my clients are 9 out of 10 are women in my private work, and in business, I would say it's 50-50 here. I don't know how
Yeah.
many percent in the States of women have businesses, or how many businesses in the States are women led. Here is more and more, especially from a younger generation, which is great. And I don't I don't care about if men, women, or something in between. I say I only divide the world in two parts, which is assholes and non-assholes. That's all it counts. I don't care about your religion, your color, your gender, your preferences. If you're black, white, transparent, or have freckles, or are an alien from Mars. Well, that would be interesting, but I
We
don't
have a
care. You can impress me with your humanity, that's all. And anything else is a certain. Everybody brings their own culture and their own history, but I would never use like my past or the obstacles or anything as an excuse to behave like an asshole. That's just easy, cheap, lazy, and unfair. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I agreed. I mean, you're an asshole, you're not. Like that's totally how I see it. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's are you a good human and you're trying to actively be good and you're not blaming others for your problems? Or are you, yeah, I mean, we're either being good or we're not. It's that I think it's that simple. So yay, that's why we get along so well. Friends, that's why we talk still because we have this great view on I'd like to say it's great view on what humans should be and the connections that we should have. And the growth in business shouldn't be, are you a women business owner or are you not? It is, are you a business owner or are you not?
Yeah.
It's the end. Done. And I'm sick of all of that conversation around this because I was at a networking meeting last week and it was like good, really good people, really strong women, but they were all like, the essential feminine goddess feel the patriarchy go away. And you're like, wow, but you guys are all married to rich white men. Like,
Who sponsored this whole shit? Oof.
you're fucking full of bullshit. And maybe they're not. I don't know all these women personally, but I was like, girls, girls, girls.
Yeah,
Um,
it's strange.
yeah,
It's strange sometimes. Also, people fight for something they never had or they never have, and also they don't practice what they preach, I know feminists, well, you have to be independent and this and that. And I understand the whole feminist thing. My mother is a feminist, and I was brought up with, I would have never come up with the idea of a foreigner is different than I am because we were brought up with a lot of foreigners. I mean, I am 50-50. So always was here a little different. And when I was in Mexico, the same. We always had foreigners in our home because we were renting out for foreign students that were in the Goethe Institute and where I was raised, and they learned their German for usually half a year until they went to college. That's how my parents met. So we had twice a year we had someone from, I don't know, Tanzania, someone from Egypt, someone from Indonesia, from Russia, from Yugoslavia, from Chile, from Canada, from the United States. I heard different languages, I heard different music, I smelled different food, and I learned how to use chopsticks from the Japanese guy. I learned how to origami from him, and I ate for the first time Russian borscht. So this was for me normal, and also since I grew up with way more women around me than men, they all had their business, they all had their job or a farm or whatever. And now also in the top board masters, when I was there, I don't know, it was 3,000 people, and I think it was 2,600 women and 400 guys. Maybe we were completely the minority, right?
yeah, yeah.
So for me, it was the portrait photography in the States for me was always very female led, and apart from Matt, And two others, I think it's only women that I know, that are friends, that we both know, Angela Anderson and all kinds, and I mean Super Eyes, of course, also, like
Yeah.
all female. So for me, there was never the question: is this a female business? Is this a male business? I don't care. Is it a good business? Do I have fun? Can I make money? Can I provide? Do I make my clients happy and a better life? Am I happy with this? Yes, I'll do it. Period.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I think. And the only thing is, that's maybe a difference. I was talking to a friend of mine. She's a very, very good nude and boudoir photographer. She does a lot of nudes. And she said she has advantages being a woman doing expositions with Leica and Nikon and all that. With Leica mostly she does. And because she said, if I guess if you're a guy and do nudes, you always have more questions to answer than when you're a woman.
Yeah.
And also some galleries don't even take male artists who do nudes because it's always this, or not all, but they always have this wind of pornography in it, or whatever. And I think that's an unfair thing because who loves a woman more than a guy? Like, oh my, like, I mean, of course, women can love women too. Okay, no males. Fuck, stop this. No comments. But what I'm talking about is, the admiration we guys have for females usually can be just seen in our arts. And I think depending on your gender, to have you in a gallery or not is I would say it's unfair. And I think this happens the other way around in lots of other different businesses. So yeah, it feels horrible. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I have posted my nude for men before. And I have to say, everyone I've ever worked with and that way as a model has made me feel very comfortable. Um, there's no, sexual over feel of that. Like it was always very professional. It was
Hmm.
very much like, I'm going to move the light here. Don't worry. I'm going to touch your shoulder. Is that okay? Like there was always a
Hmm.
lot of questions. They were like, you can bring whoever you want. Like there was never any of that. So yeah, and I do see that. And I do hear in conversation women speaking of that. And yeah, I get it because if you are a woman, at some point you are going to feel that from a man. I have also been in situations, not professionally, but been in situations where that have made me feel very uncomfortable. So
Mm.
I get the conversation, but I don't think it's right to gap careers because of it.
No. And also, I mean, I have to admit, I don't know how it's with you, but from my experience, I would say there's, from all the nudes out there, there's maybe 90%, 95% women models. Not many people are interested in male nude photography. It's
I'm only
just,
interested, yeah, I'm only interested
they're
because of the
wonderful. Yeah, you're only interested?
so if I photograph a man because I'm working on a project called the Movement Project about the miracle of the human body and how it
Hmm.
moves and how grateful we are just to wake up and like breathe every day. Okay. So when I have photographed men for that project, it's mostly because of the physical trait, right? It's the
Hmm.
strength, it's the muscle, it's the just the pride that men kind of carry in their bodies, where women tend to, even female athletes at some point are like, "Ah." That's why I like it. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'm not going to be a woman and be like, you know what? Today I want to go see a naked man. It's not going to be that ever.
Yeah, and there's biological reasons for that. I've seen books about male nudes, but it's usually homosexual, and it's very nice if they how they are curated. It's beautiful. I mean, the male body can be beautiful as well, but the admiration for the female, because we guys are just way more visual than women, so we love to look at things, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we love to look at everything we love, People, guys watch how another guy is making a steak just for seeing the fucking steak. He loves watching a nice woman, a beautiful car. It's just like that. So I think that's why there's way more female professional models also in expositions, and supermodels who do this with Lindbergh or whoever, Helmut Newton, whoever. You'd have barely see him, maybe Markus Schenkenberg in the 90s or something, but you almost never see, and nobody knows male supermodels. Do you know a supermodel who is male? I don't. It's only women.
No, no. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew Fabio. Remember Fabio? Anybody
Well,
remember Fabio?
was he a supermodel? He was this
He wasn't a supermodel, but he had long hair and he did
yeah.
romance
And Marcus
covers.
Schenkenberg. It's the only one I remember.
Yeah,
But
I can't think of
so,
anybody else.
and
I mean,
also they don't get paid as much as women. So there's the equity or I would say equality. Depends, I guess, on how much you also can sell
yeah. I mean, it
with it.
goes back to my sports analogy. You know, like where's the moneymaker? Like again, women are not like running out to go see men like with their shirts off. I mean, maybe they are. There's Chippendales, but overall, it's for like fun. Like you're just like, but not on a daily basis. You're like, let me flip through a book. Like you're not going to do that. And
Yeah.
I even like seeing women in a semi. They
Everybody enjoys it. Why
are
not?
so beautiful.
We
And
all came out through a woman, usually. We all were at our mama's breasts. Everybody, usually, if they're not, enjoys a female, a look, a long dress, those statues, the varnish, the jewelry, everything looks so much.
yeah,
It's
it looks
just
fresh.
great. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, I just adore it. It's wonderful. That's why I photograph so much in this style because I love to preserve it. I look at someone, I look at a woman it opens up a world of possibilities, how to curate this, how to stage, how to put, and it's like, wow, it's just, but I guess it's the photographer. If you walk around with photographers, you stop here, you stop there. Oh, look at this, look at this,
Oh
look
yeah.
at that. Look at the light. Did you see this? Boom, 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 boom.
Everything you're like, oh wait, stop there. I got to take your photo. The light is perfect. I catch myself doing that all the time. Like, oh, and I don't know. Again, talking about my old age, I look at birds now like that. I am like, oh, look at that bird. It's so sexy. I'm like,
Look at the
ooh,
sun.
yeah,
Look at the steam coming out of the street with the sun, and then there's
right.
a streetcar. And then you take a picture and you show it to a friend and said, where the hell is it? There. What? That's what Angela told me. I said, what? And then you showed, oh, wow, I didn't see that. I said, yeah, that's why I'm the professional. That I need this look to have a job, to have the career. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think we could do any other careers now, especially like now being out of corporate for, I don't know, 7 years. I can't, there's no way I can go back. It has to work. This job
Yeah.
has to work. My business
Partnerships.
has to make money. Yeah, it needs to keep working because I can't go back in time. It's just not going to do. Mm-mm.
Definitely. That's a good word for the end. It has to work. And it works.
Has to work. It
Definitely.
has to. I have to eat. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for being here and for being so open about it and for telling us finally that Kevin Bacon's dogs cannot behave. Well, I guess they're not with us anymore.
He
Poor,
lives on a
poor
farm
creatures.
now. He's probably that dog is probably long gone, and I'm sure he has better dogs now.
I hope he
But
has new dogs.
wherever he is, hope hope I'm in right here in his heart. And he thinks about me daily with being here.
I'll ask him.
Yeah, yeah. Ask him when you have him next time in the studio. Um,
Write him in Instagram. He has a good Instagram.
oh my
Write him and
gosh.
say, "Hey Kevin, you old stud. Remember when my Jack Russells attacked your sweet little retriever? I'm still so sorry. How you doing, dude?"
No, he said like who? What dog was that? He probably doesn't. He doesn't even think about me. No,
Remember
but
the half a year you and me in the park? Like, I
something
was looking for you for years, but then I married the other girl. Like, no.
it again.
Well, that's what
Uh,
Matthew McConaughey said. Sorry, Kevin.
oh,
Bye bye.
he's too freaking man that guy is. But thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored you asked me and I finally said yes. So yeah.
It was a pleasure. How was it now? Your first time
Oh,
doing a podcast?
my first time doing podcast. It was lovely. I finally have a microphone that works correctly. And so you bust I busted my ass this week to be like, work. I've got to get this to work. So thank you for pushing me. I really appreciate it. And it was such a great experience. And of course I love talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And well, now you can say yes to all the other guys. and girls who asked you to be in it.
Calm down. I'm ready to just word vomit all over their podcast. I'm ready. Let's do it.
That's the spirit. The more the better. All right. So thank you very much and see you soon in the United
Yeah.
States.
Oh, yes. Can't wait. We welcome you.
Thanks.